everybody. Today what we are looking at is how to apply formulas. So we are looking at all of the things we've learned so far about solving equations, and now we're going to apply it to worded problems. So the subject of a formula, all right, is the pronumeral. So the thing that we're most interested in is the letters, okay? And remembering those letters are always going to represent what we call a variable. So A, X, Y, T, they can all represent things. They can represent time, they can represent cost, they can represent number of people, they can represent length, width, anything you want, okay? So a variable, once we define what it is, we can associate a letter with it, a pronumeral. So a formula, when we're looking at what a formula is it's an equation. So it's something that has an equal sign that has two or more variables. So it has two or more pronumerals, which means it has two or more letters in it. Okay, so something like XY equals 14, okay, or X plus Y equals 14. So I've got two letters and I've got an equal sign. To use a formula, what we're doing is we're substituting, okay, all of our known values, and then we're solving the equation to find our unknown values. So we're going to know or be told that certain things represent certain numbers, okay, and then we are going to be asked to find an unknown value. And to find that unknown value, we have to use our knowledge of solving equations that we've been working on over the last few videos. I'm just going to run through an example today. And the mathematics that's behind once we've got our equation, I guess, sort of written down is based on what we've learned previously. So what we want to do is we want to apply the formula for a rectangle's perimeter. Now we know that a rectangle has four sides. These two are the same and these two are the same. So if we were to call this W and we were to call this part L, the perimeter, remember, is the distance around the shape. So it's going to be 2 L's, okay, so 2 times L plus 2 W's, so 2 times whatever W is. So what we've been asked to do is we've been asked to find P, given that P represents perimeter, when L, which is length, equals 7, and W equals 4. So what we do, first steps first, is I write my equation that I've been given. So I've been told P equals 2L plus 2W. I'm going to be finding P today. So I don't know what P is, okay? But over here, I've been told that L is equal to 7. So instead of writing L, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write what it actually is. And remember, between a number and a letter, there is a multiplication sign. So that's going to be 2 times 7 plus 2 times W. Now we've been told that W is 4, so I'm going to write that down. Okay, now we're going to solve. So I have my letter on my one side and my numbers on my other side. So what I can do now is I can go like this. 2 times 7 we know is 14, plus 2 times 4 we know is 8, which means P, or the perimeter, has to equal 14 plus 8, which is 22. And depending on what unit they give you, if they give it to you in centimeters, if they give it to you in meters in the question, you could write down that with that same association. This question hasn't told us, so we're just going to leave it as 22 units. All right, the next one. This time we're being asked to find L, but we've been given P and we've been given W. So I'm going to substitute what I know into my equation. So let's start off again by writing the equation. P equals 2L plus 2W, okay? I've been told P, so P equals 40, so I'm going to say 40 equals 2L. Okay, so I've been told that I need to find L. So I don't know what L is, so I'm going to keep it as 2L, okay, plus 2W. I've been told that W is 3, so I'm going to say 2 times 3. Okay. Now we're going to simplify this a little bit. So we have now got as our question 40 equals 2L plus 2 times 3 is 6. Now remember, in working this out, I want to try to get my letter on one side and my number on the other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at what's not with my letter. So 2L, the 6 is not with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to get rid of that 6. And remember, to get rid of it or to move it to the other side, we have to do the opposite. So if this is plus 6, what we're going to do is subtract 6. What I do from one side, I have to do to the other. So we have to subtract 6 on both sides. All right, so 40 take away 6. 40 take away 6 is 34. So I'm going to be left with 34 equals 2L. And then 6 take away 6, they are both going to cancel. All right, now I'm left with this. And from last session, we know that 2L is 2 times L. All right, so to get L by itself, I have to do the opposite of this. So the opposite of timesing is dividing. So if we divide here by 2, what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. 34 divided by 2 is 17. 2L divided by 2, those 2's are going to cancel, so I'm going to be left with L. So now I've been left with a number on one side and a letter on the other side. Now I can write that, if I want, I can write it as L equals 17. It doesn't matter which order they're in, they both mean the same thing. So I have now figured out or found that L is 17 when P is 40 and W is 3. Okay, so step 1 is I substitute the values that I've already been given, and then I use algebra to solve to find my unknown value. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Please give that video a thumbs up. If you have any questions, I'm happy to clarify in the comments. Have a good day. Bye.